Romani Patel, she's a senior PM, strategy and operations lead at Microsoft. The session title is called Enter Player 2, How Microsoft Has Leveled Up to a New Era of Lightning-Fast, Agile Insights Using AI and Simultaneous Qualitative Studies. With that, please welcome to the stage.
Can everyone hear us okay? Awesome. Welcome and thank you so much for coming to our session. I know it's a little late on day one, but we have a really exciting presentation for you today. I'm joined by Romani at Microsoft, and we're going to be talking about how they were able to take their research to the next level by using Recollective. So I'm Laura Polito, and I am the VP of Research at Recollective, and I'm joined by Romani. I'll let you introduce yourself.
Yes, I am a senior manager at Research Plus Insights, and I have three of my fabulous team members right there, Sarah, Haley, and Kyra, the amazing team at Microsoft, who's joined me here.
Wonderful. And for those who aren't familiar in the audience, Recollective is an online qualitative platform that allows users to create insight communities. And so our main goal is really to make online qualitative research approachable and accessible, so whether you're a brand, agency, independent researcher, or really just anyone that has a pressing question that they need an answer, we want you to be able to get that quickly and efficiently. So Romani, I'll let you talk a little bit about the backgrounds.
Yes. So you can see, I think, 4 images. Can you guess what they represent other than people really being happy to provide feedback? I mean, every single person is smiling in the picture. So we can go to the next slide.
Sure.
So it represents, 4 types of the research. Other than we want people to feel happy providing feedback, right? How Recollective has research happy. But it's the 4 kind of the research we tend to do at Microsoft, whether it is surveys, whether it's focus groups, whether it's IDIs or online communities, and each of them have their own nuances, right? For example, with quant you cannot get the depth, or the focus group and the IDIs take a very long time to get to the insights, or the online communities, they live across many platforms or many places. So our goal, or my goal, partnering with Recollective was, how could I have a solution that mitigates, all these 4 things you see on the slide. So if we go to the next slide, with Recollective, I had 3 main goals. One is, can I really do thick wall? The reason I say thick wall is, hey, if I want to do 100 interviews, with our customers, can I really go deep, and can I do it in a scalable manner? So that was the first objective. Second is, when a user provides feedback to Microsoft, can we enable a very elevated, personalized, customized experience? So I really wanted to use a platform that makes research really fun, for the user. If they want to give us a video response, or if they want to do quick polls, or if they want to upload an image, hey, what do you love about this product? I wanted the platform to enable all those kind of the experiences. And then the third is the speed and data access. So are we able to really use AI, to create the speed we need, to answer those burning questions we have? I don't want to wait weeks, to inform a strategy. Can I do it at the speed of how Microsoft operates? And then the data access, right? The desire was to get access to data real time. If we need to pivot, can we access the data, so that we could reach out to the customer, or we could really access and then use Recollective's AI tool to really help with the insights. So those were my 3 core objectives of working with Recollective.
And that's great. Thank you so much for explaining that, Ramani, because I think that leads well into why we were so successful collaborating. Because thinking about what you were looking to accomplish with Recollective's innovative platform, plus our new AI features, which were built on the back of Microsoft Azure, and Recollective Connect, this was really a great opportunity for us to collaborate together to allow you to achieve your goal of being able to connect with your customers and run these things in-house so you can have a lot of that, what you just talked about, including that speed.
Yeah, and I think one other thing I wanted to add, I think in the previous slide you saw, we tend to do research or different kind of research in silo. I really wanted, if I'm going to use an AI tool, AI application, to centralize research, I really wanted the peace and security that my data, we work with a lot of confidential proprietary data, it is hosted on Azure, it is not commingled, and that is what, I loved about working with Recollective, that my team has its own privacy sandbox, or like I feel a more friendly word is wall garden, where I can be rest assured any kind of research I do, it is going to stay within that wall garden.
Perfect. So let's dive into the actual projects themselves. So would you mind giving some background and explain what we actually did with the communities?
Yes, so I'll give you a little bit context. You see this beautiful looking communities, they're all hosted on Recollective's Connect platform. So rather than me having to have 10 different communities across 10 different platforms, I really was looking at a centralized place to host the communities. So a little bit about the research. We had two projects that we wanted to run. The stakeholder objectives, as you can see, one is a very gamer audience, the other is a co-pilot. So the stakeholder objectives are different. The audience for sure is different, unless I can really get gamers to start using AI, even though you've learned, they are very optimistic about AI. And then we really wanted to run these studies in parallel. So it wasn't that, hey, I finish my Xbox community and then I do the Copilot community, right? We wanted to run both of those studies together. So that was the gist of doing this work. Again, to my Uber objective, I was really looking to get depth at scale. So if I wanted to do a 50-person short-term community or a long-term community, I wanted to have the flexibility to do both of those together. So this is what we ended up doing. We created two unique communities on one platform. So there's only one Connect platform that has two communities. We recruited, I lead within Microsoft our in-house research platform. So we actually have access to 1 billion users. Any Microsoft customer who we know from behavior telemetry, we reach out to them. We send them to this beautiful looking communities, right? And that is what I loved about Recollective. At any of these instances, our customer, they are going to be experiencing the look and feel of our branding, a very customized, personalized experience.
So that's great. That kind of leads into the next slide here, which talks about that customized and elevated experience. And so, as you just mentioned, because they're two distinct audiences with obviously different objectives and different activities, we needed to create those two communities in one space. So right now, what you're looking at is going through the Copilot community, and this is actually one of the activities, and you can see all of the different question types, and then the toggle that you would take and then jump into the Xbox communities. So each participant only saw the community that was designated for them, but as a moderator, you can toggle back and forth. And so this is what the Xbox community looked like. And here's some of the questions that we went through, varying types, really interactive, and made the experience fun for the participants.
Yeah, so a few more things to add. Similar to what Laura mentioned, the whole gist was, hey, could we provide a really fun, personalized, better experience, to our customers, so they have they have fun. They are not just doing close-ended options, right? Like gamers are very passionate, and you'll see it in a little bit. They love, sharing their gaming space, or, they really have pointed feedback. So it was amazing to see that. For Microsoft, it was also an amazing way to connect to our customers, as they are providing response. In fact, my team has real-time access as people are providing responses. I could simply reach back, to our customer, if I wanted them to provide more nuances. And again, with this beautiful look and feel, right? Anytime we reach to our customer, it's a representation of our brand. And that is what, we wanted to do also with this community.
Yeah, and then here's just an example of one of the submissions. So for one of the exercises, we actually had the participants show us a 360 view of their gaming setup at home. So this video that you're watching right now was an actual participant submission, and they had a really great time doing this. Okay, and then so next up is the speed and data access. I think you alluded to this already, Ramani, about how you were able to probe and get those insights as needed along the way. Was there anything else you wanted to add in terms of that?
No, I think you'll soon see the demo. Like, what I loved is not only able to access, but then also the ability to use AI to really synthesize the insights. Like, I really don't need to be a prompt engineer or like a data scientist, and I'm not one. I have a fabulous team, and those 3 wonderful people who are actually research managers to do that. But that was, the most amazing thing, not only getting access to real-time data to see if, do we need to pivot, or do we need to reach out directly to the customer to give us the nuances.
That's perfect. And so what we want to do now is just kind of showcase some of those AI tools within Recollective and how they can be used. So the first one is Recollective's question and answering tool, which we call AI, Ask AI. So you would have seen there was a toggle on the side. Right now, what we're going through is the process of how this works. And basically, what you're allowed to do as the moderator or researcher is you can go in and you can ask targeted questions across your whole entire study, all of your asynchronous activities, and it can be as broad or as targeted as you want. So you can see here we're asking, how is Copilot used? We know that there was questions about this in the welcome activity. You can see the summary pop up along with the verbatims. And so when you see those verbatims, what it's actually showing you is, here's not just the summary, but here's all that data that actually supports it. So it's distilling that information for you. And then, as you see here, when you click the verbatims, you can also view that source, and it's going to take you directly to where that is within your study, so you can read that full response. And so I think that's the nice thing about it. Like, you know where it's coming from and how the summary is being created, right?
Yeah, and it was important, I think anything you hear about AI, we want to make sure it's grounded in the data, it's not hallucinating. And this is an amazing example, right? We collected almost we did an online community with 60 participants, and we are actually able to tie it back, as we analyze the data, who actually, or how many people said X, Y, and Z.
Yeah. And then the next AI feature is AI themes. And so this is located in the summary tab within the Recollective site. And the nice thing about this is it allows you to drill into the sentiment, emotion, categories, and topics. And so as you can see, we're scrolling through here. You can go ahead and you'll get those verbatims similar to Ask AI. It goes across all of the asynchronous activities as well. And you can go ahead and view the sources. And so if you see here, you can also drill down further. So it can go across your whole entire study, or you can go down into the activity level, and then you can also go into those tasks and really drill down into the specific questions even. So here we're talking about multiplayer, and I know that we want to take a look at maybe the neutral and the positive comments that are coming up with that, and see what themes are appearing. So we can go ahead and click there, and then we can click into the multiplayer, and then the verbatims will automatically populate, and you'll be able to drill down and view the sources. So really powerful tool, especially if you're doing qualitative at scale.
Yeah, and I want to add again, this is all real time. I don't have to wait for the study to end to actually pivot to insights. This is all real time, and now you'll see, what kind of pride, our gamers take, when they share, some of their gaming setup or what they love about Xbox.
Yeah, and then we also have AI summaries. And so another powerful thing, and this goes across asynchronous or live, but in this case we did all asynchronous. But the AI summaries is great for video. And so we all know how powerful video is, but it can be a lot to go through if you have scale, right? Lots of videos and lots of time. And so what Recollective AI summaries does, well, first, the videos get automatically transcribed by the AI. So that's what you're seeing on the right-hand side here is that transcription. But then there's also a summary that's created. So if you have lengthy videos or interviews, you're gonna get that distilled summary. And so you can do that at scale. So this is showing us another gaming setup like you saw from the activity prior, along with what that summary is that was generated by Recollective's AI.
Yeah, I need to get a house like this, with this kind of setup. I think what was also neat about it, I think I didn't go anticipate that, hey, I could use this, for more non-English research. I think people feel more comfortable if they have an ability to voice in a language they choose to. And you still can use Recollective, to automatically transcribe it in English. So not only we are fueling, giving the user a choice, to record, put their insights in a language they are comfortable with, but then using Recollective, to actually then transcribe and get the summary in English.
Perfect. And so this was a really great experience for Mani, and I think what would be really beneficial is if we talk to the audience a little bit about what this means for Microsoft moving forward.
Yeah, so I think one of the things I'm looking is, rather than having disparate platforms, to have a gamer community on one platform, a Copilot community on another, a business decision maker community on a third one, right? I think what I'm looking is, hey, can I centralize using Recollective Connect, all these communities, whether it's the short term or, the desire to do those long-term communities where we know how exactly a user answered a question, could we just reach out and, get a pulse? So I'm looking at more also from a centralization that I only want to manage one platform that hosts, most of Microsoft's community. So that is there. I think the second is, this gives a great opportunity for us to do some rapid, quick turn, qualitative or quantitative research, again in one space. And I know this is on Recollective's roadmap, but I'm very excited, when we have multiple communities, eventually would I have AI transcend those communities and really connect the dots? And I feel that is something only possible if your data is centralized into one system. So very excited. I think, to be honest, when I did this, because we reach out officially from a Microsoft Send domain, asking user feedback, we got some heartwarming feedback that Microsoft needs to do more of these. People really loved the experience. It made research more fun. It really, encouraged them to give us more insightful feedback. So I also feel any platforms we use, it represents Microsoft, and this was a great way to represent Microsoft as a brand and, provide some amazing experience to our customers to provide feedback.
And it was such a great experience, and thank you so much for working with us on this project. I'm so happy we were able to help you accomplish that goal of being able to do this for the first time in-house, because I know that's really exciting. So I know we're close on time. Do we have time for any questions, or maybe one? Okay.
Probably best for you.
Oh.
The question is, how did you incentivize the communities on Recollective?
Oh, how do we incentivize? So usually what we recommend is incentivizing similar to how you would in any other format, and it would be based on the duration of the participants and the time commitment. So if you're having them participate, these were about 30 minutes of their time or so, it would equate to what you would do for 30 minutes with your audience, right? And in this case, we use gift cards.
Correct. Not yet Microsoft Xbox rewards. They had a choice, to choose any digital gift card of their choice. And with our users, sometimes incentives are not even needed. They really enjoy, damn, this is Microsoft reaching out for me for feedback. And it brings a peace of mind that somebody at Microsoft is actually going to read the feedback and do something about it, right? Yeah.
Wonderful.
That's all the
All
questions we
right.
have.
Okay, wonderful. So if anyone
Thank
else
you.
has any questions, you can meet us at booth 11. We're located up at the front by the coffee bar, and we'd love to chat if anyone wants to talk more.
Have an awesome rest of the evening.
Have a
Thank
great
you.
night.